Walk into almost any forest on Earth, and something strange happens. Deer freeze. Birds scatter. Wolves vanish before you even see them. You haven't done anything. You're not hunting. You're not chasing. But every animal nearby already knows one thing for certain. You are the most dangerous creature in this forest. This fear isn't random. It's not because we're bigger. It's not because we're stronger. It's because of something we did, over and over, for thousands of years. And the scale of it is almost impossible to imagine. Here's the reframe. Animals didn't start out afraid of humans. For most of evolutionary history, we were nothing special. Slow, weak, easy to kill. Then something changed. We changed. And the entire animal kingdom had to relearn, from scratch, what a human being actually was. In this video, we'll cover what animals thought of early humans before fear existed, the turning point that rewired the food chain, how fear became instinct, not just experience, the strange exceptions where fear never developed, and what this reveals about our true place in nature. Picture a small group of early humans walking across an open plain, looking nervously toward the tall grass nearby. 2 million years ago, a human alone was not intimidating. No claws, no fangs, no fur for warmth, no real speed. A lion could outrun us. A leopard could outclimb us. A hyena could outbite us. To most predators back then, humans were simply another option on the menu. Slower than gazelles, but with less fight in them than a buffalo. There was no instinctive fear of humans yet, because there was no reason for one. We weren't dangerous. We were just there. Then something shifted, slowly at first, almost invisibly. Humans started picking up rocks, sharpening sticks, tying stone to wood. For the first time, a human's reach extended beyond their own body. We could hurt something from a distance, without needing claws or speed at all. This was the first crack in the food chain's old rules. A creature that used to run from predators could now make predators hesitate instead. It didn't happen overnight. But every generation, the gap widened a little more. If tools were the first shock to the system, fire was the second. And arguably the bigger one. No other species on Earth could create and control fire. To every predator watching from the tree line, this wasn't just light and warmth. It was proof that humans could bend the natural world itself. Summon something no claw or fang could fight. Fire kept predators at a distance for the first time in history. Not because it physically hurt them, but because it represented a kind of power nothing else possessed. This single behavior began reshaping how animals approached human campsites, permanently. As tools sharpened and humans learned to hunt in coordinated groups, something even more significant happened. Humans became apex predators ourselves. A single human was still weak, but a group of humans, communicating, planning, working as one unit, became something nature had never encountered before. We didn't just hunt occasionally. Across thousands of years, humans drove some of the largest animals on Earth toward extinction. Mammoths, giant ground sloths, massive predators that once had nothing to fear. When a species starts disappearing because of you, the few survivors that remain don't shrug it off. They adapt. They learn caution. Fast. Here's where the story gets genuinely strange. Fear of humans didn't stay a lesson learned individually. It became something passed down. Animals that survived encounters with humans by fleeing early were more likely to live, reproduce, and raise young. Animals that approached boldly were far more likely to be removed from the population entirely, sometimes permanently. Generation after generation, this single pattern repeated. Cautious animals survived. Bold ones often didn't. Over enough time, caution stopped being just a learned behavior. It became baked into instinct itself, passed down not through teaching alone, but through evolution selecting for fear as a survival advantage. By the time humans spread into nearly every environment on Earth, our presence carried unmistakable signals. The smell of smoke, the sound of human voices, the scent of metal, fabric, and tools. None of these occur naturally anywhere else in the wild. For most animals, unfamiliar equals risky by default. But for animals living near humans for generations, these specific signals became something more precise. A direct warning to leave immediately. This is why so many wild animals today flee at the faintest hint of a human nearby, long before they ever see one. Strangely, Animals don't need to personally meet a human to learn fear of us. Many species learn fear socially, simply by observing how other members of their group react. A young animal watching its parent flee at a human scent doesn't reframe. It absorbs the lesson immediately. This means fear of humans can spread through a population far faster than humans could ever physically encounter every individual animal. In ecosystems where humans have had any sustained presence, this social learning compounds quickly, turning isolated incidents into widespread, lasting caution. Not every species developed this fear, and the exceptions reveal just as much as the rule. On islands and isolated regions where humans arrived only recently, or not at all until modern times, some animals show little to no instinctive fear of people. This is why certain island birds, remote tortoises, or deep wilderness creatures, sometimes, appear shockingly unafraid of human visitors. They simply never had the generational exposure needed to encode that caution. Tragically, this same lack of fear made many of these populations far easier to hunt to extinction once humans did finally arrive. The absence of fear wasn't innocence rewarded. It was vulnerability exposed. This process isn't ancient history. It's still happening, right now, in real time. As human presence expands through urban development, agriculture, and global travel, animal populations everywhere are still actively adjusting their behavior around us. Some species are becoming bolder near cities, learning to associate humans with food. Others are retreating further into shrinking wild spaces, reinforcing avoidance as the safest strategy. The relationship between humans and the rest of the animal kingdom isn't fixed. It's still being rewritten, generation by generation, right now. Step back far enough, and this entire story flips how most people see themselves in the natural world. We often picture ourselves as fragile next to lions, bears, and wolves. But across the planet, in nearly every ecosystem we've touched, those same animals have learned, through bitter experience, repeated over thousands of years, that we are the ones to avoid. This fear wasn't given to us. We earned it, through tools, through fire, through coordinated intelligence, and through the simple repeated fact of being more dangerous than anything else those animals had ever encountered. The forest doesn't fear you because you're weak. It fears you because, for a very long time, you've been exactly the opposite. So maybe the real question isn't, why did animals learn to fear us? Maybe it's this. If every other species on Earth has learned, generation after generation, that humans are the most dangerous thing in their world, what does that say about the responsibility that comes with that kind of power? We didn't inherit fear. We built it, one tool, one fire, one choice at a time. And the way the rest of the animal kingdom responds to us today is the long shadow of everything we've already done. So here's a question for you. Knowing now that this fear was earned, rather than automatic, does that change how you think about humanity's role in nature? Tell me your honest thoughts in the comments. If this shifted how you see your own species, hit like and subscribe. This channel exists to uncover the strange, hidden truths behind the natural world, one mystery at a time.